Yo, what's going on, people? I go by Rastakai, and today we're going to react to a video by Cut titled Black Parents Explain How to Deal with the Police. And yeah, let's do it.
We actually have a line that we do at our house. We practice this thing. What is it?
I'm Ariel Sky Williams. I'm 8 years old. I'm unarmed and I have nothing that will hurt you.
It's just kind of a thing we practice at our house.
So briefly, I just want to tap in and say that we are truly, what is it? Some time ago, there was a saying about America that we were basically a melting pot of different people from races and religions and beliefs and so on and so forth. The thing about that is that while we may be grouped together, it doesn't mean that we're the same. It doesn't mean that our lives, our history, our upbringings, what we experience is going to be the same. And there's often like this issue with people understanding that because of what has happened, where we are today is different for different people based on what they look like, based on where they're from. And it's just something hard just to get through to people. And some people just don't want to accept that particular truth. So, I don't know. Let's get into it.
There are great police officers out there. There's also some police officers who are not so good.
And my fear is that you run across one of those bad ones.
For some reason, people of color have always been a target by the police.
Before they became a policeman, they were a person. And that person took all their ideas and all their thoughts and all their prejudice into their job.
Why would a police officer assume that you did something
They
bad?
look kind of mixed.
Maybe because of my skin color.
I remember being put in handcuffs for something that had nothing to do with me. I was literally walking in the mall. Cops slammed me on the ground, busted my lip, chipped my tooth. That actually made me really mad.
How about the time they pulled us over with me in the car and arrested me and left all of you guys sitting in the car, nobody knew how to drive on the side of the road because the bumper on the car was kind of hanging off?
No.
You know, we live in Puyallup. There's people that don't even have a bumper on their car.
My rear brake light wasn't.
One thing that was said earlier was that there's good cops and bad cops. Very true. I've come across a decent amount of good cops. You know what I'm saying? I mean, had some funny situations. You know, I may tell it someday. I don't know, but then you get the bad ones. You know, and maybe I haven't. You know, I try to stay out the way as much as I can, but you get some cops where it's just like I don't know, like they just got like a bone to pick. Like, I don't know what happened to them that day, what happened to them at home. Like, are they not getting the love that they need? Because I remember this guy, he was just like upset. He was angry, boy. You would think I robbed a store and pimp slapped somebody's grandma or something. And something crazy. I don't know. Like put lighter fluid in the punch. Something crazy, you know. Now I was breaking the law, but I was speeding. Man, this guy he was angry. I just tried to, be cool and not ruffle no feathers and not make any sudden movements, answer whatever questions. But yeah, I mean, you get good cops and bad cops, and sometimes, man, you don't really know what you're getting, and that's why it's so scary. All right, you don't know if this is it, if you're going to be another oopsie, you know, if you're going to be the next accident, you know, or one of the accidents that nobody hears about. The I was going to say unquantified. I don't know if that's the right word. A member of the unmeasured statistic. I think that might be a good way to say it. Because how many, like, are people really looking into how many Black people are victims of police brutality and they haven't done anything? Like, where are the statistics for that? So yeah, if you're going to be a victim of the unmeasured statistic, I don't know.
Working, and I got to my destination and they were working.
I was about your age, actually. They grabbed me.
Why?
I didn't know at the time. They just grabbed me. They threw me onto the police car.
I got tased that time. That time they tased me because they said I wasn't complying.
Ariel, are you okay?
What's wrong, baby? I'm okay, I'm alive, all right?
I mean, it's an unfortunate reality, you know. If you're in certain areas, I think it happens more often. I've heard like a lot of stuff happen to people that I know personally. You know, you go to certain areas, certain cities, and hell, even left-leaning or left-wing states. You know, LA, you know, it's supposed to be like a democratic state, but they will mess you up if you're a person of color, a POC. Man, and then it's like a lot of kids, they're growing up knowing that this is a reality, that they could be a victim or they could lose their parents and nothing be done about it. That there's going to be people that get paid to lie about people, to persuade groups of people to feel justified in Black people being murdered. You know, to paint them as a victim, paint them as a villain when they're really a victim, right? You know, I mean, how many people were pro George Zimmerman and anti Trayvon Martin during that particular time? You know, making him out to be a villain and talking about he smoked weed one day. That means he was guilty and deserve death. I mean, that's basically what they said. I'm gonna have to see if I can find that. But it's a reality. Like, people get paid for that. That like, that's a whole nother. I want to do a series on that. But yeah, let me just.
Every day I get to see you, I get to do this, right? All right, come on, let's calm down, let's finish this, all right? You good? Hey, you're making me cry. Come on.
You have to be careful when you're out there in this world, because this world's not going to always be honest or fair to you. I know, Sean, you got a little bit lighter than the rest of them, so it's a possibility you won't get stopped.
Pretend like you just pulled him over.
Okay. If you're driving, cop pulls you over.
Police gets out the car, comes to the window. What would you do?
License and registration, please, ma'am.
Why do you think I pulled you over?
I don't know, tell me.
When a police officer says something to you, don't, you're Black. You can't be looking at them saying, oh, I don't know, why don't you tell me?
Well, I mean,
that right there is giving them the license to pull you out of your car and physically harm you, because it will be done.
Don't get upset, don't get sassy. Why did you pull me over? You don't have, I know how, just follow instructions and stay calm.
Okay.
Do you think just being a police officer and pulling you over, regardless of if you feel you've done something or not, they should get your respect?
That's a tricky question.
The answer is yes.
Yes. If you gotta go to your wallet to get your ID, say, can I go reach in my back pocket to get my ID out?
You could do what I do, and I show them my hands, so when they're walking up, they see I don't have anything in my hands.
And I mean, I had a conversation with my father when I was young, and I know, like plenty of other black parents that have done the same thing. And it's a conversation that you have to have. They have to be made aware that there are some police officers that still view them as 3/5 of a human being, which means that 3/5 that they only get 3/5 of the rights of white people. That's a reality, right? So you can't stand up for your rights. You can't speak about law in section so and so, so and so. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't care about that. They already view you as prey to some extent. Like they view you as beneath them to some extent. That's not even the best way to say it. There's something in some people, and some of it is encouraged by the media, that believe that black people deserve any pain that they get, and it's not something unique. And I'm learning this. It is not really unique to racism. I've seen this same thing in other areas, where people get to a point where they feel justified in hating groups of people, or they feel like any pain delivered onto certain groups of people is justified. It's almost like people are mimicking each other or something. I don't. Anyway, I'm gonna do a series about that, and I haven't decided on the name of it yet. But the first time I saw it was in racism, like in the justice system and stuff like that. The first time I really saw it, but now I'm seeing it elsewhere. But that's another conversation.
I'm Ariel Sky Williams, and I have nothing that will harm you or hurt you.
And what's the next place you put your hands when you're driving or on the steering wheel with your hands out?
If at all possible, turn your phone on.
And call someone and put it on speaker.
But whatever you're doing, I want you to say what you're doing before you do it.
You don't write any statements.
Well, you have to write a statement.
You don't have to write anything. You're a minor. I'm responsible for you. No one can tell you anything else.
If it tells you to be quiet, be quiet. Do everything that you can to get back to me. I see it weighing on you, and I don't want it to weigh on you.
I'm just worried about Donovan. I'm worried about him now.
Who are you guys talking about?
My nephew and her cousin.
I don't want him to be shot. I don't want him to go to jail.
You guys, if you could say anything to police, what would you say?
Learn about people, learn about their problems.
Take some diversity training. I mean, it should be like at this point, like a monthly requirement.
There's really nothing at this point that they could do that would make me feel any safer with them without them just point blank clearing them all out and starting all over from scratch.
So don't always assume that all of them are bad.
Mm-hmm. But all you see on the news and in newspapers, and it keeps happening. It's just in a different way. It's like how people are like, you should forgive so-and-so, but they keep doing it to me. I forgave them, but they keep doing it to me. It gets harder and harder to forgive them.
Yeah, I mean, and people wonder why there's so many, like why some people riot, right? Now, I'm not taking up for rioting, but I do believe, that's another video I need to do, that we need to try to understand the circumstances that would make somebody want to riot and destroy their own community. Like what kind of state of mind would somebody need to be in? Of course, most people are just going to be like, oh, we don't need to know what kind of state of mind they need to be in. We just need to beat their ass. Like, no, we need to look into what happened. Did we play a part? When I say we, I mean whoever. That what in as far as the whole society, did we play a part right? Because we're all connected, right? Everything is everything. We're one, all for one for all, circle of life, all that other good stuff. I don't know. We're a nation of people. So what role have we played as a society in creating an environment where people feel like rioting is the way to go? What role have we played? We can't say that we didn't play a role at all, right? I mean, maybe that's a bit of a stretch, if but I do believe that, like, even minimally, we can play a role, right? Positive or negative. And over time, it can grow into something more, for better or worse. So that's the question that if people actually do want a positive outcome, that people should be asking that question, like, what role did we play, or how did they end up where they are? All right, because I mean, the fact that that's another video. I don't want to get too deep into that, but I mean, I'm not going to get too deep into that. It's a whole series. I need to figure that out. Yeah, so if you enjoyed the video, like to hear me running my mouth, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that other good stuff. And let me know what you think. Have you dealt with a situation like this? If you're white and you don't understand, feel free to say what you got to say. You know, let's if you're genuinely trying to seek understanding, let's talk. You know, let's do it. Let's do it. Beefcake. 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 What?